back at Star Wars Celebration Live 2015, powered by Verizon on StarWars.com. We'll get back to the tattoo panel in just a second. I'm joined now in the cantina by Grant Imahara and Jenny Newman.
Hey.
Grant, you are recognizable for the MythBusters, but you also worked at ILM for 9 years.
Yep.
And you are both costume and model makers. You both make props.
Yeah.
Let's talk about BB-8.
Oh my God.
You know, I was really excited for the trailer.
Yeah.
But for me, the moment when I saw BB-8 roll out on stage, I was like, you know what? I was wrong this whole time. Because I was assuming that he was CG.
Yeah, I think we all were.
And seeing him in real life, that's what brought me back to being 7 years old, watching something that's so fantastic in real life.
Well, and knowing him, I was working on the costume that I was going to wear for this weekend, so I wasn't around. But I was like, I know right now he's figuring out how to make this and probably ordering parts. And I get home, he's like, I might have bought some things.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you're going to do it.
I am.
When do you think you'll crack the code?
I've given myself a deadline.
Yeah?
The deadline's the end of this month.
The end of this month, we will have a working BB-8.
And you know, it's not about proving that I can do it better or faster.
Right.
It's just because I want one. I want one really bad, and ever since I saw it, I've been like working on this problem day and night in my head.
Well, we had some of the droid builders over, and you know, they all have their decked out R2s and everything, and I was like, how are you guys feeling? They're like, there is a forum thread right now on our site that is 400 pages long where we are all working out the BB-8.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the main factor? Like, what are some of the main components here? How does it work, Grant?
Super magnets.
Super
magnets. That's what I have to say.
Okay.
Probably the drive underneath is very heavy. Inside, I believe that there are multiple actuators, one to do the rotate and one that pivots right in the center of the sphere so that you can look, you know, forward and back.
See, I was going to say it was a team of hamsters.
It's just a small team of educated hamsters.
Yeah.
One of them pulling
pulleys
threads,
and also the wheel.
the other one's running.
With
running the
electrodes,
gyroscope.
maybe like little blinky lights to tell them which way.
It takes 2 years to train these hamsters, and the hamster lifespan is only 2.5 years.
It's a dedicated
so
process.
So it's really tough.
They are
well,
wise
each
and
series
masters.
of movies, you start in training the next generation.
The next generation of droid hamsters.
Yeah.
But this has got to be exciting for you guys as people who have a real love for model making, for costume making, for prop making, to see the amount of practical and physical effects going on in The Force Awakens.
It's so important, and I have that perfect age range where I grew up on those 80s films, sorry honey, that Grant worked on, and 90s, but I grew up with practical. And I feel like that's how it should be, because it went from cheesy to so well done, and then the CG crept in good ways and then took over. And there's a disconnect. So to finally have practical again in a franchise that means so much to so many people it's a love letter to the fans, and it's someone who truly understands why the first ones were so successful.
You know, I was watching the visual effects presentation, and filming people on green screen allows them to create all these incredible, elaborate backgrounds and make a battle look like it's happening on a lava planet. But in that translation, you lose a little something in the performance.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something to be said for being able to interact with a character that's right in front of you.
For sure. For sure, and I think they've really taken that to heart, and just the design of these things. You know, there are a lot of ships that we have seen before. There are a lot of props that we've seen before, locations that we've seen before. But they've really refined them quite a bit. Was there anything that you noticed where you're just like, oh, that's a really slick change? I like that they made that.
Oh yeah, engines on the X-wing. A lot of them, you know, a lot of the designs look a lot more like the original Macquarie paintings. Like it's a return to that feeling.
They definitely said that they were going back to that, and they used a lot of the Macquarie stuff to just kind of use as a reference when they were building out this new world. And the costumes too looks like they've taken a real kind of turn back to that early original artwork.
Well, I love too how it has this, because we were just looking at the exhibit here, and how smooth and how beautiful, and it's a slightly updated modernization of the designs, but it's when you go in the timeline of it, you have things kind of falling into chaos and things falling into disrepair, and now things have kind of come back a bit, and it's a bit more like whenever you're doing costume design, you think about the world around it and how it affects what people would be wearing and the materials that those things would be made out of. And the attention to detail so far is it's gorgeous.
And I know that you are a very serious cosplayer. When you were watching the trailer, what character did you look at and go, oh, that's the one? That's the one.
You know, I haven't had it yet.
No? Not
because
yet?
I have a thing where unless something catches me in the trailer, I tend to not make a costume before something comes out.
Gotcha.
I don't like that because then you miss details and you have to do it again.
Yeah, sure.
So I love watching the movie, sometimes even waiting for like a Blu-ray to come out. I want to pause and get all the details. I want to go to the costume exhibits afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't want to be first, but I want to be one of the best.
Are there any characters that you looked at where you were like, oh, we're going to see this one a lot at conventions? Anything stick out to you?
Well, I know a bunch of people are really excited about the new Stormtroopers. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
I got, what was it? What's the? I can't remember the name. It's the sort of Japanese-sounding one with the 3-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah.
That costume is gorgeous. The mask is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So that one's gonna happen.
I took a lot of pictures of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when we come to these cons, like, for example, Jenny just cosplayed yesterday.
Yeah.
She was.
You're Admiral Ack Bunny.
I was Admiral Ack Bunny.
If you guys have seen these pictures going around of all the Star Wars Playboy bunnies, there was one with an Admiral Akbar head. It was cracking me up. That was so good.
I had a lot of fun planning that one out, and I can't wait to wear it again, but I can wait because I was a little uncomfortable, but oh my God, that was so much fun.
I can't imagine, like, by the end of the day, just the pinching here and the full mask on.
You know, it was the shoes that hurt.
Yeah?
The mask was fine.
It's always the shoes.
The corset is fine and fantastic. Those shoes sucked, man.
So you get in on some cosplay every once in a while too. I've seen you as Lando, haven't I?
Yeah. No, that was.
Was that Photoshop?
That was Photoshop.
That was digital.
CG
that was not
cosplay.
practical.
But having seen that done digitally,
it looked good. I bought it.
I could rock that.
Oh my God.
I think I'm gonna have to rock that.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be important.
Is there anything that you have seen at here? I know we were commiserating over the X-Wing pilot that's coming out.
I just saw that, the Novos X-Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting in my pre-order as soon as I possibly can.
See, and I want that Imperial officer. I love those lines, the color. Oh, and they did such a beautiful job.
And I'm so excited to see as well, as we learn more about The Force Awakens, what other characters and what other things we're going to be introduced to and what other changes we're going to see to that formula.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for, everyone here. This says it. This is how much it means to so many different types of people.
Yeah.
It's all-encompassing fandom. And that we're getting such a beautifully dedicated, I'm so excited for what this new series of films is going to bring.
I get really hit in the feels by really intense cosplaying families, entire families, with little baby Luke and Leia's, and then the mom and dad flip for who's going to be Han and who's going to be Chewie.
I saw a pair of tiny little Ahsokas.
Yes,
like Ahsoka twins. They were adorable.
My friend cosplayed yesterday as Leia, and she has twin girls, and she dressed them up as little mini Padawans. Oh, God.
Well, here we are at the last day of the convention. Is there anything that you guys are looking forward to seeing here on the floor? Anything that you haven't seen yet where you're like, I've got to get over to that before the show closes?
Everything. I saw nothing yesterday. I was wearing a giant mask.
All I saw was two small dots of light.
And not even that, like kind of on the floor. And people have to carry her around and guide her.
It was guided blind. So I'm so excited to see everything. There's the Rancor. There's the cantina.
Yeah. Everywhere you look, it's awesome.
It's a giant playground here. Well, we're going to let you go and explore the playground. We don't want to hold you up anymore. Grant Imahara, Jenny Newman, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we have more here live. Star Wars Celebration 2015, powered by Verizon on StarWars.com.